We on? We on? Hope this mic's. Are we good? Okay. Oh god. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. I was gonna yell across it, but half the time no one even listens. So yeah, I just had to do it just in case. Yeah, this is awkward. Where do I start? This is not the way to start out a stream. Alright, what's up YouTube? This is Reimei here, and this is going to be the 8th and final episode of, yes, Season 1 of Arknights. The season, of course, is Arknights Prelude to Dawn. And Sam, I'm actually kind of pissed at this. I mean, I understand that it's a good stopping point, and they will probably give him some time. And season 2 got confirmed. Yeah, but it's gonna be final episode, and oh man, I apologize for the awkward way to start out this stream. That's not what I had in the script. Like, this was not planned out. This was not something that I foreshadowed. If foreshadowing is a thing, but anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now, and I never thought I'd really enjoy the series. Like, and people were saying, this is so funny because people are saying Prelude to Dawn is the weakest part of the story, and that's literally what everyone says about the prelude. And then it feels like an excuse when people say that just to deter people from just trying to continue on with it. It's so lame. An excuse when people just say that. When people say, oh, like they just judge it because, like, oh, well, first arc is mid, so it's like, I hate using that word, to where like it's just your excuse, like, oh, just don't watch more of it, even though the stuff afterwards is probably even better. But then they will just try to come up with everything else to try to promote their own series, even though their current arc would also be considered not so great. So it's weird, but I'm just gonna say this right now. I never thought I'd really enjoy this series, and I mean, I knew it was gonna be something I would turn out to really be interested in, and like at least just check out, see how it is. Do I think it's not like this show doesn't have its issues. I mean, I understand that some stuff may be toned down here and there, but I really like how it is overall, and it has that really good sense of just storytelling without just a bunch of info dump that we don't need. And like, of course, just setting up for something much bigger down the road. But it just lets us know like what's going on. It's introducing us these characters and just kind of presenting us like, oh yeah, here it is, and here's what you have to expect from this series, or here what you have to expect from the world of Arknights itself. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. There's no even with the brighter personality, there's this sense of just very depressing, very hopeless. It's just like, is there an end to all this? Will they find an end to all this? And it's just like it's like a Greek tragedy where the guy in hell, I think the guy in Hades, this one guy gets punished. He's supposed to be, I think it was Sisyphus or something like that. I don't know how to. I totally forgot to pronounce it because like it was like so long. He's the guy is just pushing. Is supposed to be tasked with pushing a boulder up a hill, but by the time he would do that. But every time he gets it up to the top of the hill, the boulder will just run back down. But he has to keep doing it again and again and again and again and again for all eternity. This is a somewhat similar situation, or maybe like at least a feeling I have when I see Arknights right now. Everything they try to do, everything, it feels like, like maybe there will be some silver lining on the horizon, and it just gets put down due to different parties disagreeing, different parties having these different ideals. Reunion, Rhode Island, Lugman. It feels like there's just no happy ending in sight. And it's just like, it doesn't try to be overly, like, even if this is the weakest part, it's just, it doesn't try to be overly, dramatic as of yet, but it's just that really just this depressing feeling that it's just like, they're never gonna, are they even going to make it, are gonna make it by the end? I don't know, like, and I know, like, there has to be a discretion with the game's material and all, and I don't, like, the story is probably ongoing, or maybe there is some sort of canon ending. I don't really have much intel on that, to be fair. I still don't. I still rather stay anime only for the most part. Bresso is just a part of Doctor's life by now. Yeah. Feels weak in game because the Chernobyl bog was spread over 3 chapters, making a slow burn playthrough. Pacing the story piece will get so much better. Arknights story. What's a happy ending? Well, who's Rem? But yeah, sorry. And yeah, it's really good, and I really like Amiya because, like, she's really kind and all. She's trying to express kindness, and she's also aware about her own, that's about her own, powers and all. But she is like one of the leaders in trying to, trying to have like like at least like an icon, or like how do you say this? She's like a representative of Rhode Island and its ideals, but it's also because of the ideals in which it's within the settings they would have to put that. Like, yeah, there's a thing with the flawed ideals in where they try to do things without trying to harm anyone, but the way it is, and the way which the parties they have to come into contact with and have to clash with, there's going to be bloodshed, and it's all over the fact that they're all fighting an infections, disasters that they just don't have any remedy for at the moment. Oh boy. My Legacy, they did announce season 2. Hold on. They don't have it listed on here. They actually announced it. Arknights Perish in Frost TV anime announced. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a second season. So this is Pog. Now, they have not announced. Obviously, they haven't announced the release date for it yet. So you just kind of wonder, like, how long is that pre-production gonna take? They're a small studio, so it might take pretty long. But if they can sign up people, I mean, if they can get more employees, it wouldn't take too long. Even outside the main story, I think Arknights does their character introspection and growth really well. Because we constantly see everyone's ideals be confronted. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna watch all the way to the end. So if there's anything post credits, I'll be watching. Don't worry about it. No air date yet, but I think the earliest maybe. I don't want them to release it too early though. I don't want to release it too soon. Good things take time. I just hope it'll turn out all right. And I firmly believe that this story, like, based on what I've been told, based on what people have been telling me, like, if they adapt everything as well as they can, if they adapt the game material as well as they can, this could be one of the best storytelling, world building, character building stuff that anime and manga light novel will ever behold. Like, I'm dead serious. It's already giving me that sense of vibe. Mushoku Tensei, the light novel, like, I've heard great stuff about it, and I was only anime only at the time. But when I was watching it, I'm just like, from early on, I'm just like, this is going to be one of the best things I've ever seen. It already has that potential. That's the sort of vibe that Mushoku Tensei got me, and Arknights giving me a similar sort of feeling so far. So I hope with season 2 they can get onto the good stuff, as what I'm being told right now. A trial run which is objective to lure non-Arknight players into checking the series, see if they become interested in the story. It is kind of a ballsy move, considering that it is the prologue, which is, it's usually the hardest to write the beginning or an ending of a story. So the beginning is kind of a rocky thing to deal with. You're going to have a lot of people judging it right from the get-go. And it's true. And it's inevitable. Like, I've been there where I've judged a lot of things by the endings. By the ending, and it's just kind of more like, trust my gut instinct sort of deal, where, like, is it worth it or is it not? Not coming in 2023, but see you in 2023. Perish in Snow at the end means some certain people from Union is gonna be next. Oh boy. Perish in Frost feels very ominous though. There's a lot to say, so I would love to talk about the prospects of this, but I want to get to the reaction right now. So last time on episode 7, and thankfully someone in the comments did clarify, Misha and Skull Shatterer were siblings, but the thing is, they weren't referring to themselves as, Oni-san, Oni-chan, or, like, they weren't referring to each other by, like, well, at least Misha wasn't referring to them by, like, as siblings, or like how they would normally address it or so. So I didn't get the notion there. Like, I thought, like, even though, like, I did see that it was their parents and they were talking about the parents and all, but I didn't catch on at the time. Like, it just kind of just passed over my head at the time. So I do apologize for that. I mean, it happens. But because, like, they weren't really addressing themselves by that. And I know not every character, that is related by as sister and brother address themselves in that fashion. But it was something that just threw me off. So I do apologize on that. And so I'm like, when Anya, like, that part where she suddenly just lashed out, and now that I think about it, the fact that it wasn't so much a surprise of her being able to do that because she's done it before, or at least something similar, but that she mortally wounded somebody, which is something that she's saying that she's trying to refrain from, or Rhode Island as a whole is trying to refrain from doing it. And she's the one to draw the blood. And the fucked up part is that she was telling Misha like not too long ago, just like, oh, we're always out there to helping hand. But now her just straight up killing someone is now contradictory to that. So in a way, it's like, in a way, two promises were broken. One, my skull shattered. Who was saying like, oh, we'll be together, sort of thing. And there's Anya, which is kind of like a pass where I'm like, oh, don't worry, we will help you. We will grant you safety. We will be there we will help people. We will help people like you. I promise. And that happens. And just that one moment, two promises were just broken right there. That really is sad. It just doesn't feel like anyone's really benefiting from this. Not even Tallulah. Not even the reunion Tallulah here. Nope, nobody here. Just everyone's just. It's just at this point, it's like a squabble for territory, from what it looks like. And there was also a thing with getting Misha because, like, you know, she has connection with her. She might have connections with her father. She might know something that her father knows, that, you know, regarding the studies about organium and all that, and the affections. And now I don't even know if you can even talk to her anymore. I think that's out the window. I don't think she's gonna open up to anybody now. The way, after seeing her brother die right in front of her, you really expect her to just open up and just say, oh, like, what, say whatever she knows, she might, or if she knows about what her father knows, like what would be important to them. No, there's no way. There's no way. At least that's how I think. So yeah, this is a fucked up situation here. By the way, is the chat working or did I just bug out here? Let me check real fast. I hope it's not something. Everyone with me? Or am I just muted? I think we're okay. Okay, we're like fucking 22 minutes in and we're already like just gonna meet this. So sorry guys, I'm just rambling about, but that's how much I really enjoy the series, and this is something, like, I know it has its flaws, and I'm usually very harsh with flaws. Like, if something is there and it's just not clicking whatsoever, I'm not gonna give it much benefit of the doubt. But if it's clicking in what ways I can find in it, and I find significant enough for me, I will you know, give it much praise as much as possible. Arknights passed the nasty bunny. Okay, guys, let's get to this final episode 8 of season 1, and please let my playback be nice to me. All right, English subs, and hopefully this plays back all right. Final episode in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Oh oh damn. I like that part. Where we just kind of see her, we just gotta see the hands. We could just like, we don't need to see her face. We could just already have a good picture of like how she's feeling right now. And then there's just this sudden shock when someone just calls her name. Because she's just really just mentally caught up in that. Hold on. Yeah, I really look forward to what season 2 will have to offer. Hmm. This poor little baby. Hmm. No, we're just all. They're just. No, I can't. I can't blame it. I mean, she's right. There could have been another way, but in the heat of the moment, like, can you really think? Do you really think Skull Shadow would just stop, even if she tried to just simply disarm him? It's a tough deal, man. Wow, look who dropped in. Oh, it's Misha. Oh, dear. No, it's a flash grenade. She is so slick. Also, yeah, it just occurred to me they don't use regular gunpowder. Yeah, someone told me that so the way they explode is not gonna be normal looking like you usually see in other anime. Oh dear. Oh, younger brother. Okay. You sound like an older brother though. I don't think even if you try to, there's no way to explain this as well as you can to him because she just lost what's probably her only family member left. This time for good. Fuck, man. There's no there's no convincing her. Just it's already been done. Convincing herself to cope? Yeah, definitely. Look at her face. That's the face of someone who's just distraught. Doesn't know what to do. Like that's right. This is a really good moment there. Just like because she did like that because just like I might have to put you down if you're just gonna if you can't prove yourself to be a leader at this point with something like that. It's tough, but it's just like time doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait. Just sit there and wait. Even if you're in mourning, even if you just don't know what to do. Whatever, just glimmer of just like maybe a joke, just a laugh, just maybe some respite. There's something there to at least just be reassured that yeah, there's be people who have your back. There'll be people that can trust you. As long as you have that, there is still reason to fight, even if it looks so bleak. So yeah, let's keep trying here. Is Misha gonna kill herself? Oh, I'm getting a red flag here. She was overhearing that conversation. Oh, she doesn't have time left, does she? She has very little time. That looks even worse than before. It looks like it's sped up. Oh, so she's gonna assume the identity of Skull Shatterer? I'm thinking. So she'll no longer be Misha, but Soul Shatterer, I'm guessing. Yeah, Chen is keeping it real. I like that. Hmm. That was not a lot of people. There's a large gathering there. On the other hand, mm, yeah. We're just saying that. When she said like Amiya's ideals are hard to follow, it just reminds us like yeah, some people gotta have to bite the dust. And she was just checking the pulse. I don't think that guy's alive anymore. Oh, wait, what's happening? Oh, she's taking the identity of Skull Shatterer. Yep. But the other people don't. But the other reunion don't know it. But Amiya knows. After that conversation, she already knows what's going on here. Hold on. Oh lord. Oh jeez. Now they're just like now they're re-aggravated. That's not good. What does she want to do? But don't. No, they don't. They don't care at this point. The fact that their injuries are being carried by their own enemies, not being and being taken care of. But never mind. Oh, she's really struggling. It must be the infection. Yeah, she knows. I don't think she can. I don't think she's gonna listen at this point. Is this what we saw in the opening? That's what it meant. And just like that. No one did any side accomplish anything. Yeah. This is it's fucking dog eat dog world right now. What did they accomplish in the end? Nothing. Just more lives lost. Fuck. Oh, this is so fucking tough, man. I'm actually tearing up because of that. This is just a shit deal. Like, even after that pep talk, just before the operation. I know there's post credits. It's just. Oh, it's not. I knew it was gonna come to a tragedy, and I was ready for it, and it's still just like when Misha just get hit. The only thing that just would downplay that moment is no blood, but but I don't think that's the important thing. Is if it's a censorship, I don't really fucking care. It's already they already passed the message on, so I don't have that much of a, I don't feel that's too much of a big deal. But when that just happened, I was just like, oh, great. So that, of course, I knew. It was just still, it was just still like, damn, it didn't need to end like that. She could have lived. Skull Shatterer could have, her brother, both of them lived. But just emotional decisions based on emotions, rash, not well thought out. Even the best, you say, even the best. W touched upon it. Even the best chess players find themselves in unexpected checkmates at any given point because of stuff like that. What about yours? And it just ends just like that. And there it is. More to come. Oh man. Now people, okay, someone said we didn't see Chin stabbing her. The effect was heavily reduced. I don't. I don't think I didn't find that too big. Well, it is an issue, but it wasn't too big of an issue as I thought it was, because just the general message itself was already hammered home pretty fucking well. I don't think we're gonna get side stories unless if they're significant enough. You know, if they don't feel, if they can tie into the story without breaking up the normal breaking up the, you know, the pacing of the main narrative. I'll say this again, in the game, Misha never told Anya that Skull Shadow was her younger brother. In their conversation, Anya yelled out, Skull Shadow is... Between the conversation, Anya yelled out, Skull Shadow is dead, now you can come back to us. I think it was altered. I think... Les, I think if that was what was in the game, I think it was altered for good reason. Because if Amiya was one to say, Skull Shatter is dead now, you can come back to us, that would feel rude. That would feel out of character for her to say something like that. In my opinion, it would be. At least how she's been depicted in the anime so far. That's how I feel like it may have been changed. Idealism is that you'll probably never receive something back, but not unless you decide to give. Yeah. What I love about Tien is that she showed that she is battle-hardened and understands the weight of her responsibilities in this war, yet she sees hope in it. That's why she went ahead and killed Misha. Because Amiya is, of course, she was hesitating because she doesn't want to take it up, but Chain realized like they really don't have a way out of this. It's already the blood's already been drawn the moment Amiya made that mistake of killing Skull Shatter, and it could have been. I think it could have. Said it herself. It could have been avoided. I don't think this is a case of bad writing. It's just more like when you are just struggling, like when you're dealing with people that have flawed ideals or like a flawed sense of thinking, that it really just stuff like that can actually, when it's done right, when it doesn't feel like a contrivance, when it doesn't feel like it's forced there, it can speak to very great character development or introspective on things, and that's what they really did with Amiya. I was really glad to really like Amiya this early on because I felt like she is one that can get a lot of great development. At least from what I've seen in the anime so far, she's gotten a lot of good character introspection there. The Xsurf, the interaction was rushed as fuck. You know what, Xsurf? You know, everything I've heard you say so far is pretty critical, so I'll just take that with a grain of salt for what it is. Next part of the show in the game is too much for me. No spoilers, but I can't wait. They confirmed they want to revise Chapter 3 in light of the anime. What would you say? People are emotional beings that can act on an impulse, especially in a world like Terra, the world of Yep. It's such a tough deal, and I do commend like everyone, you know, trying to give her the reassurance at the time. It's like, oh, we got your back. Don't worry about it. Like, she's like, don't hesitate. Like, the last thing you want to do is as a leader is hesitate when everyone is banging your hopes on you. It's a shitty deal that we have, but they're fighting because they're trusting in their leaders. And that leaders you, and you if the leader, this is the thing. This is such an important fucking thing. If the leader is shaking, everyone else is just there. Unless with those who can have. I'm not saying the others don't have an agenda of their own, but they have an agenda because they want to trust in that. Because they find a good reason to trust in the leader. You know, when they can't just do everything on their own. Just everything on their own. And the only thing I really have a complaint about is like not enough gory stuff, but just still already, but just showing that it can get how just violent it can get. Like people can just die, or what you know, on a given whim, of sorts. That's enough for me. You know. There's enough bloodshed I've seen. There's enough physical bloodshed I've seen with Chainsaw Man and Bleach from this season. So I'm not gonna bitch about it at this point. I mean, they might. I mean, it could change. Come more seasons. I mean, I mean, people are saying there is a sense of Chinese censorship, but I don't know if it's really so much that, and honestly, it's something I'd rather not talk about since it is what it is. I'm pretty sure we've seen a lot of anime where like there should have been blood, like the way some stuff happens, there should have been blood physically spilled, but it didn't happen, and no one gave a damn about it. So, yeah, I'm not gonna really. I don't really and even when they do spill blood, it's just kind of like the cheap one where it just doesn't feel, or just, oh, cheap splatter, oh, it hurts so bad, and well, just try to force the issue, even though the story may not be, and it may not be amounting up to it because they just want to show it just for showing it. Oh, what's up, Nashot? Next season will be our Frost Nova. Fun fact, she's also a bunny, like Omnia. Spoilers. Okay, I know. I mean, Frost Nova, but okay, yeah. Talk now with spoilers. Back, it's been point as a leader position at some point in my life. I was indecisive. All I can do now is, man, if I only did that instead of what I did. There's a scene in Hoshiguman tells the reunion to surrender and live on. But to just answer back, just say that around us and kill us. The Ursus said the same. Oh, I see. They didn't include that. They didn't include that scene. I mean, it would be nice if they did. From what it seems, it would just hammer it home more. So that's a cut. But I mean, that's, I don't think it was. I mean, from the looks of it, I'm pretty sure like, just Skull Shatter's, you know, Visha appearing as in Skull Shatter's, you know, attire is good enough for me, at least personally. I you know, like, to where like, yeah, they're just gonna keep fighting because they just like, they don't have any other reason not to, and just, yeah. I'm gonna go to sleep now. All right, good. Take care, man. But yeah, it's been a blast, and I really just, it makes me look forward so much more to the second season whenever it comes out. Now, there's a certain person here I know, I've already brought him up here, that is already complaining about not enough bloodshed. Physical, like visual bloodshed. I'm not so sure how much you want to grade on things just because you want to spill blood. Like, I've actually graded against the show for just showing too much blood, just for the sake of gore. That can also be a judge against it. So I don't really want to put so much of that into account when the general goal has already been really accomplished time and time again in this series. And like, the blood would have been a nice addition to it, of course. I just don't think it was something that, like, I would say is an absolute necessity. Like, yeah, sure, it would be a nice accessory of sorts. But I don't think it really completely dampens the whole thing. Contrast to what one guy says in the chat says. Not gonna lie, this anime is really great. With 8 episodes, they're bound to cut some context scenes. Hopefully season 2 gets full 12 episodes. Great stuff nonetheless. Yeah, as someone who is admittingly very I'm just a very critical geezer who has some bias and whatnot. But I try to explain myself with it. I know it's something that not people shouldn't follow by example. I know. I will admit to that. But if this is doing something right for someone like me, then I have reason to hope in it, despite what someone else would say in the chat. The show is dreadful as it is without all. The show is dreadful as it is without all the blood. Oh yeah, in the showcase. I don't want to shy away off course, but don't overdo it. They show blood, by the way, in episode 2 when Skull killed Ursus guard. Yeah, so they can. They are opted to show it, but it's their decision. Like, do we need to show it? Do they think they need to show it? Is it necessary for that scene? Or do they just want to go for it minimally and just like, we don't need that. We don't need to see organs dripping out and whatnot. Just a spilling, like they got liters, they got just a huge tank of liquid and whatnot. So yeah, I don't want to complain about that. It's just so weird to complain about that when everything else has been going so great, in my opinion. Oh, when they cry, angels of blood, angels of death, with the gore and blood. Oh yeah, at least we don't do that. We don't do it like Mahou Shoujo side too. Enough of that, but yeah, as you can see, guys, like, I was kind of tearing. Like, I will admit that, and that rarely happens to me. I'm serious. I'm serious. It rarely happens to me nowadays, and because it was tough. It was just tough to see Ami just have a this mentally challenged and stressed out like that, and just seeing her expressions it really hurt me when you just see her her eyes just focusing on it, and the amount of details and how she's just wavering, and it really hurts to see. And it really also hurts to see the others just trying to get her, like, okay, like, please just like you gotta keep it to yourself. And there's also with Misha, and then, you know, her outbursts, because she's fighting like she got nothing else left. Oh, okay, yeah, Crown Slayer. Different. I hate that they have the similar. I hate they have similar suits. I know they're different, but the style of it is about the same, with the masks on and shit. So yeah, don't worry about it, guys. We make mistakes. The amount of shown would help with easing power scaling. Fight in the future would make this insignificant. Oh yeah, did you notice the changes in Nami's expressions in the opening? The way they're going about with this. What do you mean the change in Nami's expressions in the opening? Oh, which one? Which one? Hold on. Did I miss something? I think I missed something. Which part? Was it the... Oh, okay. I noticed it now. Her eye, okay. So previously she used to just kind of lower her, kind of have, you know, just have a straight, you know, straighten her eyes. But this one, her eyes just kind of perk up, as if in shock. So yeah, I wouldn't usually note these sort of changes, and like it may not matter that much, because I'm not so sure if I want to sit through openings all the time when I'm watching episodes, but unless if I really like it. But damn, that's a good, nice way to point it out. I'm glad you brought that up. Who is it? Big Zelda? Yeah, that was a good detail there. I didn't notice that. And I wonder how hard the lullaby is gonna hit when it gets animated. I don't know. I don't know yet. That subtle change is just... Oof. How did you find that detail, man? Like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, she moved, and then the eyes move, and then okay, then it just transitions to that scene, all the action scenes there, and it's just like, okay, but you just pointed it out. I'm like, wait, okay, but it makes sense, because this is the episode where she's in a lot of shock. Not only is she still in shock from killing Skull Shatterer, but also in shock to know, you know, and just continually in just dismay, and Misha is refusing to come back. And then there's also like Misha, you know, taking on the identity of Skull Shatterer and dying as a result. And you know, and then like for Amiya, I really do wonder what would happen if Amiya decided herself to put her down. Like, how would that change the story? Will it does make me wonder, instead of Tien just going ahead and doing the dirty work for her, what would happen if Anya did go ahead with it? Or is there a situation down the line that happened later on in the story where she's put in a similar situation, but she's the one who does decide to pull the trigger and no one else does? It's something that I kind of want to think about. Xserve, you can say whatever you say. I don't care. I don't know what you consider more than just decent from this season then, if that's the case. I mean, no disrespect, but what it is what it is. I'll do what I do. When you do season 2, I expected to adapt 2 chapters given its denser content. I mean, we would adapt 5 chapters from the 8 within the saga, making me very hopeful for a complete adaptation. But maybe I'm hoping for too much. I mean, it depends on. I mean, I do hope they have good directors there, or people that, you know, I know they may not be necessarily veteran directors, or like it's kind of like your first time or something, but maybe get some advice or take advice from others or something. I mean, I do think they may have like their own teaching academy, you know, where they try to just teach their animators and stuff. I think I was told they have one in house. I don't know how much of that is confirmed, but they can do with that, because the directing so far, for me, at least on the visual side of things, is, at least when they're in house, is really strong. One of the strongest in this season. Like, the storyboarding for the in-house episodes are about as strong as the ones you see in even the likes of Bocchi the Rock, Bleach, even Chainsaw Man, which says a lot. And of course, you can wish it was like that for all 8 episodes, but I mean, we can't. I mean, it's not always going to be that perfect. Season 1 was great for me, especially as their first big anime. They definitely took this as their next step for better adapting. I mean, maybe they can improve it, like, man, not shy away from the blood. But of course, it's based on the decision, and if something has to come up where they may not be able to show it, then so be it. I don't think it will ruin the story. I mean, unless if a particular arc needs to show, you know, requires where they have to show it, like where it has to be depicting it to help to, you know, get some sort of, I don't know, some symbolic theme across or whatnot, or, you know, or maybe like the bloodshed itself is based on that particular arc. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And if it does need it, I don't think they will shy away from it then, if it's required. if season 2 adapts only 2 chapters, season 2 is going to hit hard. Season 4 was written with flaws and misses a lot of exposition. I think this season turned out pretty good. I mean, season 3. I mean, if I can only expect the worst, and I mean not in a bad way, in terms of like the emotions there. Yeah. Anyways, I think I've said enough, y'all. It's been nice to react. It's been a nice ride, and you know, I'm gonna miss this for a while. So again, I do hope season 2 doesn't come too soon, but I don't want it to take too long either. Like, I'm not so sure when they're gonna release it. We might. I mean, I am gonna, you know, keep on the lookout for possible news or updates. Like, oh, we got some sort of event coming on where they might announce some you know, news related to the upcoming next season. We'll see. Either name a better pairing than Arknights and Depression. Impossible. Impossible. Even if you want to think about the whole thing with the animal girls and all, you know, animal girls and all that. Even if you do that, like, yeah, it's an attraction sort of thing. It's a visual sort of attraction just to draw people in. But after that, it's still great. It's still just great throughout. Like, it's as good as the story as it can be. I'm going to continue saying it. From the way I see it right now, this could be one of the best series in terms of storytelling, the world building in anime, manga, light novel, if they can do it right. This is a tall task for Yoestar Pictures, especially given the anime industry the way it is right now. And it's possible. I mean, I hope they don't flop around like with the Persona anime. Like the Persona anime, okay, the movies were really, the Persona 3 movies were really good. Persona 4 anime, the Persona 4 TV series, it was okay. It was okay. Except for the side story one. The side story one, I felt like a Steins Gate V0 sort of deal. And then there's like the Persona 5, which is just absolutely dog shit. It was so hard to get through. It just felt unreflective of the game, Persona 5, the Persona 5 anime. I hope it just doesn't come down to that. I mean, I do hope, well, to be fair, it's not like it was being adapted by studios that care about game material, so... But on the other hand, Yostar at least seems to care. I mean, it kind of sucks that the Azur Lane anime got given to a studio that obviously, I think it was, what was it called? Bilber Studio that handled it. And it was just flat out terrible. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, it was just that one was just all over it. Just poor storyboarding all over the place with that one. Whales will make it possible. Yeah, it's Bill Burr. At least Persona 5 was better than Steins Gate 0. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't really say that, Nick. I mean, in terms of the material, probably. But anime-wise, how it presents itself, at least from my enjoyment standpoint, no. They're both bad, though. The bottom line, but yeah, I will. So yeah, it's just. I wish this could last longer, but I'm glad I did, decide to react to this and really get a good kick out of it. And it's not perfect. I mean, it's an easy 8 out of 10 for me personally. And even with some of the issues it did have, it still did, like, the production side of things. While it's not always so polished as it could have been, because it is a small studio, it's great. And especially when it's in house, where you can really just see the detail, like the directing. During today's episode was just like, I want to show you where, like, this part here where it was just focusing on you, and then like you could really feel it's as if you're just kind of there, but you don't need to see her face, but you can picture what's going on, and then you just see the doctor just calling out for her, and then she gets startled, and the way, like, a lot of the scenes here, sort of the angles and whatnot, it just kind of it drives home how it is. And during this, like, conversation with Anya and Misha, there's a part where, like, there's a focus from down top, and then there's also like, and then there's like when her eyes just widen, as Misha was just saying, like, you went back on your word, you were lying. She was just calling them out, and then there was this part where she was crying, and you could just see like her tears just dropping down, and she was talking about, like, the reunion wanting, like, they're like trying to, the reunion wants to wants everyone to know the pain and that the affected are supposed to endure this punishment they deserve. And while you're showing their dead brother still in that in his attire, and then as he was and then we get this shot here that I pointed out, where we see, like, the Skull Shatterer's weapons that she was in the bag, which is kind of getting that ground look. And I'm just like, that's just great directing there. That's just amazing directing. Almost like 86's directing, in a way. And almost as good, like, maybe even as good. It's crazy how it makes me hopeful. It makes me hopeful, even with the issues it does have. 86 had its issues too, in terms of, like, the production. Like, not a lot of things move as they need to. But it was still a great presentation under the visuals, the storytelling, and whatnot. That was amazing. And I think it's because of 86 that I was also able to enjoy this as much. So it goes to show how much 86 does have an effect on me. But yeah, amazing, and I hope they can keep this up. Of course, we don't know how things will go exactly as they will in the future. Like we're not prophets, okay? But we at least have hope. Like we can get a general idea, like based on what we do know, like how things could play out, and I would just hope for the best. You can consider me an Arknights fan, although maybe only just anime only for now, because I'd rather not spoil myself at this point. I really don't want to, because I would want to make, because it's a game adaptation. It's not like with manga and light novel, you know. I want to experience it the best as possible in what it wants to present itself as the anime. Because when you do an anime with manga and light novels, they tend to want to do a one-to-one thing. Oh, well, not really much for light novel, but you know, they tend to try to be more of it. Like with game adaptations, you can try to do some spin on it, try to be creative. You know, do your own take, a different perspective, or something like that. So that's why I'd rather just keep myself anime only at this point. And like, if I do need to know some stuff, hopefully, which I have to be careful because they can be spoilers, I will look into it. But of course, I want to just I want to experience it the best way possible. You can watch Game Story, by the way. There's a Western play on YouTube. But well, if I'm up for it, then sure. There's a lot of scenes left for us to feel the depression. Knowing later content, they could definitely make some incredibly sick shots. Oh yeah, for sure. It's already looking good right now. I really can't wait for more of it. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Like I said, it's probably like an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 if I want to be real with it, or if I want to get, you know, jiggy with it, something like that. All right, but that'll do it, guys. Thank you guys for coming, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other again when season 2 comes, or like maybe when if you guys are still frequenting my streams, then I'll see you then. Anyways, smash the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Share this video around. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord server. But that's gonna do it for this this season finale. This live reaction to Arknights. This has been your boy, Reimei, signing off. See you next time. Take care. Stay safe, y'all guys. It's getting cold, so, well, at least in my end it is.